preseason game, whether you're playing in the Super Bowl, NFC Championship game, if you treat it the same, it's just ball, man. It's 60 minutes, potentially plus, of flying around with your brothers and having a great time and playing the greatest game in the world. The standard is always the standard. The media doesn't determine the standard. The opponents don't determine our standard. The standard is the standard, and we compete every day.
Week number 17 of this NFL season, and welcome to another edition of Cowboys Huddle here inside the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco. I'm Bill Jones. We hope you had a great Christmas and a happy New Year ahead. Cowboys celebrate Christmas with a win over the Washington Commanders, 30-23 on Thursday. Dak Prescott passes for 307 yards, 2 touchdowns as the Cowboys build a 21-3 lead in the second quarter. 86 yards to Cavante Turpin for 1 touchdown. Malik Davis, a career-high 103 yards rushing. And Bree Aldridge caught up with head coach Brian Schottenheimer after the game at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland.
The Cowboys get the Christmas Day win against the Commanders here at Northwest Stadium. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer joining me after the big win, coach. And I have to start with the intensity. You saw it right out of the gate, really on both sides. But you talked a bit about it all week. Doesn't matter what you guys are playing for or what the record is, you guys are going to play for each other. Does the intensity, the physicality, did it meet your expectations today?
It did. You know, we talked all week about this is going to be a physical football game.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously know DQ. We know this team very well. We knew how they would respond. Mm-hmm. But it's never going to be about an opponent. It's always going to be about us. And we talked about our relentless play style. We actually went back and talked a little bit about, you know, Marshawn this week and what he meant to us and what he mirrored. You know, he mirrored that play style. And so I had no question that our guys would come out and play the way they did. And it literally looks like a title fight watching some of these guys. Malik Davis's eyes all beat up. And the guys laid it out on the line out there. And it's a good Christmas.
I'm glad you brought up Malik Davis because he had one heck of a game, 20 carries for him tonight. Javonte Williams gets a little banged up, and you guys are able to trust him to keep the run game going. But it's really, his story is just kind of remarkable from how he even practice squad guy gets released, comes back for you. What are you seeing out of Malik Davis that is contributing to this run game?
Well, first of all, special young man. He had an incredible game. I say it this way, when we let Malik go and we cut him, when he came back, he was different. And I think that's from being on the street. And he had a couple workouts, but nobody kind of signed him. And we brought him back. I knew he was different. What a warrior. And we trust him. Like, again, so proud of what he did tonight.
Now, since we're talking about the offense, I got to ask about some of the aggressive play calling. First 2 drives, you go 4 for 4, converting on 4th down there. When you get the first one, does that kind of give you confidence to call it again and go for it again when you're talking about on 4th down and being aggressive?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't think that we'd probably go for it 6 times tonight, which we did. Fortunately for us, we were successful all 6 times. But, you know, we played ourselves into the right D&Ds at the right situations where you go for it. We're never going to be cavalier. We're always going to play on the high side of being aggressive. But we felt like we had good play calls, and we trust our guys. And when you have a quarterback like Dak and the weapons like we do, it's pretty easy for the play caller.
I think my favorite the favorite play of the game was Cavante Turpin, big 86-yard. Saw 3 Commander defenders, and Cavante Turpin just maybe 2 steps ahead of all of them. At what point did you see he's going to be fine getting to the end zone?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You never doubt Turp when he catches a football. With space, because you know there's no one on that field that's faster than he is. Incredible throw by Dak. We were actually trying to get GP and CD on the outside on double moves. They played outside this tricky 2 coverage, and he punished him with his speed, and it was an awesome play.
And then when you're talking about a Cavante Turpin be able to do that, you know, Jake went out of this game, but it doesn't really matter who's out there. You guys continue to are able to get that ball spread around. Does that just kind of a testament to what this offense has been doing all season and what you guys really have weapon-wise?
Well, I think it shows you how good we are. I think it shows you how much confidence we have in one another. I think it shows you what a great leader Dak is and what a great quarterback. But again, we're going to always respond to what the team does and come in, and they played us a bunch of cover 4, you know, 4 guys back, and that's why we knew we were going to be able to run the football and do it at a high level. But 210 yards rushing, it's quite a lot in this league.
It's a lot on the offense that went on today. We're going to talk about the defense some more, though, when we come back.
All right, thanks, Bree and Coach. And Cowboys Huddle continues in a moment. We take a trip to the Cowboys locker room and hear what the players have to say after the 30-23 win over Washington.
Cowboys Huddle with Brian Schottenheimer, powered by Reliant. is brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. Ford, your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. Proud to be the casino of the Dallas Cowboys. Please game responsibly.
You want to talk about relentless play style? You guys have relentless play style. Unbelievable. Do something around the ball, man. We got Santa in the house. Hey! Santa's delivering some great news. All right, here we go. We're going to start with Aubrey. Get ready. Brandon Aubrey had a 42-yard field goal. Yeah. Brandon Aubrey had a 52-yard field goal. Yeah. Brandon Aubrey had a 51-yard field goal. Yeah. We were 6 for 6 on 4th down offensively. Yeah. Hey, offensively, we rushed for a season high 210 yards. Yeah. Hey, Jadavian Clowney has that. Yeah. Dak Prescott had a pass touchdown to Jake Burton. Yeah. Devontae Williams had a touchdown run. Yeah. And then holy for 86 yards, turn from Dak. Yeah. Hey, Turp tried to jag it on. See if it fits, Turp. He got his own. Okay. Hey, you guys have deserved this break, right? I love you guys. Merry Christmas. I'm so proud of you guys. Let's get it right.
Hey, man, gave them boys an L. Gave them boys an L, bro. Better to give than to receive. Love y'all boys. Merry Christmas. One love on me, one love on three. 1, 2, 3. One love.
Welcome back to Cowboys Huddle. Bill Jones here in the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco after a Cowboys 30-23 win over the Washington Commanders on Christmas Day as the Cowboys improved to 7-8-1 on the season. Time now to hear what the players have to say.
In a season, me being healthy, I've never had in all of my life career, right, a season under 500. So that tie is going to come in to play really well. So it's a huge difference. It's one of those things that, I mean, yeah, it's just pride. It's pride, honestly.
I'll just say, man, it's always important, man, to get a dub, man, especially on Christmas, man. That's a blessing, man. So, we came in there and fight every week. We just try to get that win. We got it, bro. It's a blessing.
How good does it feel to remind everyone of what you can do on offense?
Man, as always, man. Every time I try to, get the ball in my hand, man, I try to remind everybody, man. Try to show excitement to the fans, show them what that game is for, man. That's me when I get the ball, so I always just try to make a play.
And obviously the offensive line had its struggles in the second half after having a strong first half. But what does it say about Dak Prescott to be able to, take 6 sacks and still stand in there and help deliver you guys to a win?
Yeah, just a true leader. He was getting beat up. We got to stand up better in protection. But, for him to keep going, battle through it, the type of player he is, just like Malik, it just showed the grit of this whole team and how hard we'll fight.
We know, we know what the calls are. We know everything. So we just have to stick together. It's the only way that we're going to get through this and build and grow, is sticking together.
How big is the finish these last two? Because obviously you won this one, and then next week you got to go to New York.
Yeah, real big. We got to finish strong.
Because we always talk about winning your division games, and then that's something you can carry on to the offseason. So you feel like we're halfway there to that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, winning on our division. Our division, when we play each other, it's a hard game. It's a tough game every single time because we're familiar with us and we're familiar with them. So, it's always a tough matchup every time.
I love this game. I love any opportunity that I get to play it. And so with that being said, if I get to go out there, I'm going to give my best. I'm going to prepare the same way. I'm going to be the same player that you guys know. And so I understand, the reasons why maybe not. And if I'm approached with that, I'll handle that then.
With the win over Washington, the Cowboys now 4-1 against the NFC East this season, and over the last 5 years, 22-7 against division rivals. Up next here on Cowboys Huddle, we meet a member of the Cowboys coaching staff.
This segment was brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. Proud to be the casino of the Dallas Cowboys. Please game responsibly.
Cowboys Huddle continues now here inside the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco. I'm Bill Jones. Time to go behind the Star now and meet a member of the coaching staff, 21 years in the NFL, 6 years with the Cowboys, strength and conditioning coordinator Harold Nash Jr.
Harold Nash Jr. I am the head strength and conditioning coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. It's my 21st season in the National Football League. I did 11 years in New England, 4 in Detroit, and this is my 6th season in Dallas. The communication with the head coach and the training staff is paramount. It's constant communication, whether it's load management, whether it's return to play, whether it's improvement of a player's performance. Head coaches will always lean on a strength coach. Those are those backdoor conversations that help him make sound decisions. Then you have those conversations with the training staff to make sure that we're always aligned. The training staff obviously deals with the health of the player. There's nothing more important than the health of the player. So we have to make sure we're in line with those guys, so for guys to return to play, guys coming off major injuries and so forth. So it's been a very good communication process. The facilities here is second to none. I mean, you really appreciate what the Jones family has done, you know, their investment into these players relative to our department. It means a lot to come behind some very, very good strength coaches in Mike Woysick and Joe Jurassic, you know, guys who really paved the way for, you know, coaches like myself. Now, I don't think I'm considered a young coach anymore. It's my 21st year, but I'm a young 55. I like to say that, and these guys keep me young. But to be a part of this organization, which I was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan growing up, and I've been given a baton, and I'm making sure I don't drop it. You know, the key thing is to build upon the foundation and to continue adding on to this rich tradition. When you're on this level trying to motivate guys, hopefully the guy already has that self-imposed motivation by himself. But, you know, sometimes I think through my experience as a former player and through my years of coaching, you just keep them let them know about the end game. You know, what's the end game? What are we trying to accomplish? You got to keep reminding them those things. And you give them those little tidbits of accomplishments that they've been doing and understand that we still can get better, we still can make improvement, not just because we're not in college anymore, but at the same time, we still can make those incremental gains. Therefore, they get the yields. You know, they get the spoils from improving and getting stronger and better. But, you know, motivate them. I think you have to treat, from a motivational standpoint, you got to treat every player fair, but not everyone the same. In essence, there's certain things that motivate one guy that's not going to motivate the other guy. But that's that psychosocial skill set that you have to have as a strength coach to really understand who this player is, what he needs to be told, what he needs to do in order to keep him moving forward. I am a huge family man, and I'm not the guy who's going to run to the golf course. I'm not the guy who's just going to just meander around, and I got to check with the CEO first. So I check with my wife, and we always spend a lot of time. My son is everything to me. If anybody knows me, they know Harold, Little H, as it's called. So, you know, just sort of relaxing, trying to relax mentally. So I think I do take trips back home, back to New Orleans, and check on my parents. You know, they're not spring chickens anymore. But I can't say that I do much outside of the building. But I look forward in the future doing a little bit more traveling.
Cowboys Huddle continues in a moment as the head coach rejoins Bree Aldridge in Washington, and we take an up-close look at that Dallas defense and the win over the Commanders.
This segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com.
Welcome back to Cowboys Huddle here inside the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco. I'm Bill Jones, and now time to check in once again with Bree Aldridge, her post-game conversation with Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer.
Cowboys enjoying the Christmas Day win against the Commanders. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer rejoining me to talk about the big win. All smiles, Coach. There's been a lot of first times for you this year. This is your first time coaching on Christmas Day. You got to like the result.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're pretty good on the holidays. You know, I mean, Thanksgiving, yeah, sign us up. Christmas, why not? but also short weeks. I mean, the short weeks are hard. Our guys came into the game beat up. It was a physical game. I've already talked a little bit about the way we played and how physical we played on really all three phases, but these guys have deserved these next couple days off.
Now, Dak said it after the game last week. He said he thinks he might be the only player that likes playing on these short weeks. Kind of get your mind just fresh off. He said, yes, he wanted to make sure it was clear practice is important, but he likes just the fact of going back on the field. Do you kind of enjoy these short weeks as well?
Yeah, what I would say with that is absolutely, because you can't overthink them. Sometimes as coaches we overthink things. We're like, well, maybe if we do this, maybe if we do that, that might be the way to do it. This is going to always be about execution. You do core things you're good at, and again, our facts that we've done it at a high level, I think, shows you that it's good to us.
Now, we talked a lot about this offense previously, but I want to give some shine to the defense. They've been under a lot of criticism, but one guy who stood out tonight, Clowney. I don't know how old he is. We don't like to talk about that. Anyone over 30 is old in the NFL, right. But Clowney, the way he showed up, not just tonight, but really after the first two games, that was his ramp up. What have you just seen from Clowney, what he's been able to bring? I'm
so proud of JD. He just, what he's brought to this locker room is incredible. He really is just an impact player. The run game, he's making impact. Pass rush, he's making impact. But what I love that he's doing is he's impacting the young guys. He's teaching them. He's talking. Yeah. And I think that's because he appreciates the game so much. And what a great addition bringing him on board. And great job by Jerry and Steven and Will McClay finding a guy like this. And he is not disappointed from the time he's gotten here.
What did you think about just what your team was able to do pressure-wise? I know there wasn't a ton of sacks tonight. Struggled a little bit to get home, but at the end of the day, when you're going to the locker room and the other team only has 10 points and Deebo Samuel's getting those explosive plays, it feels like your defense is doing something right at that point.
Yeah, I think you look at the third down numbers and you say that, okay, we didn't get many sacks, but we certainly did affect him. He missed some throws today. And again, we knew that this was going to be a situation where if we could control the clock and limit their opportunities to play the game, that it was going to be a good formula for us, and we were able to do that. And we kind of flipped the script a little bit from last week. Last week, we only had the ball for about 25 minutes, and this game we came away with the ball for 38 minutes, and we knew that would be a good way to win.
So you got the win on Christmas Day, got the smiles, guys got some days off. Coach, how are you going to enjoy your holiday? I'm sure you're ready to be with the family.
Yeah, family. Again, like I said, somebody asked me about it last week. I said, hey, these guys are my family. I love these guys. There's nothing I wouldn't do for these guys, but I'll just relax, sit back, and just catch up on the year. It's been a lot going on, very busy, but I'm so blessed as a man to be able to sit in this position to lead these young men, and I never take that for granted.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We're going to let you rush off and get to your family for Christmas Day. That's it for now. For Brianna Aldridge, for Brian Schottenheimer.
The star of the Cowboys defense on Thursday, Jadeveon Clowney. He had 3 tackles for loss and a sack and a half. Up next here on Cowboys Huddle, we wrap things up. The coach stopped by earlier in the week to give us our Shotty shots for the week. Not 1, but 2.
This segment was brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com.
Final couple of minutes here of Cowboys Huddle. Bill Jones now joined by the head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. And it is time for my favorite segment of the week, and that is Shotty's shot for this week. We got 2 for the price of 1, celebrating the holiday with a little gift for you, as we've got number 50, Shamar James, and number 41, Donovan Ezaraku, the 2 rookies, Coach.
Yeah, Bill, I tell you what, you just watch these guys play. The passion and the energy that they both play with is really incredible. Both guys that through the draft process, I thought really ownership, Will McClay, the scouts, personnel guys, they fit everything we're looking for. They play the game the right way. They fly around. They're physical. And they both got leadership ability for young players.
All right, and they're also racking up some stats, too. Shamar is up there among the team leaders in tackles. Donovan Ezaraku leading the entire league as far as rookies go in tackles for loss this season.
Yeah, both have great instincts. That's a huge part of it. Again, you look at the physicality that Shamar plays, even getting the ball out there, and then you're going to see a clip here coming up where Donovan, they're backed up against the Raiders, and he spikes inside and gets a huge safety. It was a huge play for us in in that game and kind of jump-started what we were doing. But both those guys, I'm telling you, they just have bright futures, and we're very, very fortunate to have those guys wearing the uniform.
Here's another thing about both these guys. Shamar James turned 21 in June. Donovan turned 22 in September. It's incredible at that young age to be able to make this kind of transition this quickly, right?
The maturity is incredible from both guys, and again, really excited about what we have in store for the defense moving forward.
All right, Brian Schottenheimer, we appreciate it. We appreciate all of you joining us here for Cowboys Huddle. Continue to enjoy your holiday week, and we will see you again next week here on Cowboys Huddle.
Cowboys Huddle with Brian Schottenheimer, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. Ford, your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? And by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys.